Hey guys, sorry I couldn't be there today. I am out with my little girl who is sick. So I am just kind of making a quick summary video because I know the Khan Academy went really fast on the instructions. So this is going to be just a summary of the formulas and a couple example problems that you can see, just so you kind of have that extra example. So we're looking at sum and difference of cubes today. So there's two formulas that we're going to be primarily paying attention to. If we can see a cubed minus b cubed, the biggest thing is we just kind of have to know how it factors when we come across a problem like that. And it's going to factor to a subtract b times a squared plus ab minus b squared. And so the biggest challenge is we discover what a is, we discover what b is, and we just kind of fill in the formula. If we recognize we've got an a cubed, sorry, my little girl's toy is going off. If we recognize we got an a cubed plus a b cubed, then we fill in the formula a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. So one thing that can kind of help you remember the formula is an acronym SOAP. So that's going to tell us, because the signs are changing, if you look at the letters are in the same spot in every single, or in both of these formulas. The only thing that changes is the signs. So the first sign is the S stands for, these are the same as whatever was in the problem. The second one, the O, stands for the opposite. Okay, the second sign is the opposite of whatever was originally in the problem. The third one is AP. AP stands for the back term. It's always a positive. I don't know why that's not a plus. That should be a plus. So it should be the same, then opposite, and then always positive. So I'm going to take a look at a couple of the odd problems. Remember, you need to do a couple of the evens. It should not be hard. Don't overcomplicate it. If you have problems, please contact me today, Friday, February 10th. So first problem. We can see, well, number one on the worksheet is x cubed plus 125. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is we have to identify what is A and what is B. Now, if you look at the square chart or the cube chart at the front of the room, we can see, well, B, that's the same. 125 is the same thing as 100, is the same thing as 5 cubed. Then we have our x cubed. So that's going to tell us A is x, B is 5. Now, when we set up our formula, we know sum, so we have the same sign, a plus b. Then we have a squared and opposite, so minus ab, and then always positive, so plus b squared. Now we just fill it in. So our first parentheses, we have x plus 5. Our second parentheses, we'd have x squared minus 5x plus 5 squared. But we know what 5 squared is, so we need to simplify that to 25. And so that's going to tell us the answer would be x plus 5 times x squared minus 5x plus 25. When I get to problem number 3, we have x cubed minus 64. Again, I see a cubed, I see a minus sign. That's going to tell me I'm using my difference of cubes formula. So I can see this would be x cubed, or we've got a cubed minus b cubed this time. So when I actually set up my formula, we have okay, so we know the formula for a difference of cubes, like we saw a couple minutes ago. We're going to have a, and this time it's the same, so minus b times a squared, opposite, so this time it's plus, then we have ab, and then always positive, so plus b squared. So we need to know what a and b are. So we look at the cube chart at the front of the room. We can see, well, a is going to be x, and we can see b lines up with 4 cubed. So that's going to tell us b is 4. All we have left to do is fill in the formula. So we have x minus 4 for a minus b. And then we have x squared plus 4x plus 4 squared. But again, we know what 4 squared is equal to. That's equal to 16, so we'll fix that, and that's the answer. All this is just an advanced factoring method to help us reduce higher level equations. Number 7, we have 1 minus a to the third power. So again, we see a third power. That's going to tell us we're looking at one of the cube formulas. And this time we've got a cubed minus b cubed. So that's going to tell us, don't let the letters fool you. It's only about where it is in relation to the formula. So we're going to be looking at a lines up with 1. And I know it's weird, but b lines up with this a right here. And so when we look at it, we have 1 cubed minus a cubed. So we're going to fill in our formula. We know the formula for a cubed minus b cubed is we have a same minus b. And then we have a squared opposite, so plus ab plus b squared. Now we fill in our formula where a is 1, so we have 1 minus a. And then our second parentheses, we have 1 squared plus 1a plus a squared. But again, we see something we can work out. 1 squared, that's just 1, so we should write it 1 minus a, 1 plus a squared. Okay, when we get to question 11, this time we actually have a number in front of the x cubed. But again, we see a plus, we see a cubed sign, so that's telling us we're probably looking at this a cubed plus b cubed business. So when I'm looking at it, we can see b cubed lines up with the 27, and 27 would be 3 to the third power. When I look at a cubed, we're looking at 2 to the third power and x to the third power. So that's going to tell us our a was going to be 2x and our b is going to be 3. So we just really need to know the formula, which would be a plus b for the same, and then we have the opposite, a squared. Not yet, Rylan. Okay, so as I was saying, we've got a plus b times a squared opposite, so minus ab, and then we have the always positive, so plus b squared. Now we fill in, so we have our first parentheses, a plus b. We've got a is 2x, b is 3, 2x plus 3. Second parentheses, we have 2x squared plus 2x times 3 plus 3 squared. So we simplify it. We've got 2 squared times x squared would be 4x squared. Oh, hold on. Okay, so to just finish up, I took 2 and the squared, and I basically distributed it to both the 2 and the x squared to get 2 squared x squared, which would be 4x squared. In the center, we have 2x times 3 would just be plus 6x, and then 3 squared would give us 9. Okay, so if you have any questions, almost all the assignment should be simple problems like this and not get as far into it as Khan Academy did. If you have any questions, please contact me today. Thank you.